It's another Tuesday night. It is December 6th. We are 2022, episode 149, if you are counting with us. 149. Wow, 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 wow. Can you believe it? 149, my friend. We're almost there, bro. We're almost there.
149. That's just absolutely, if nothing else, that we've done almost 3 years in a row, and we have never missed a Tuesday. Doesn't matter. Never. There's never been anything. I'm sick. It's so lucky.
We'll show up with the sniffles and everything else, man. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, there was a time, I was like, I'm in a dark place with what was going on, and
Yeah.
you're like, bro, I'm surprised you're here.
Oh, yeah.
How can I not be here? How can we? We go out to people who want to get into our programs, and if there's any question of, are you guys going to be around?
Yeah.
Well, check out the club, check out the show, check out all of this. This isn't a fly-by-night operation. Well, maybe it is, but
but we run it well. Thank you for being here, my friend, and thank you for watching us all this time. If you're here live, if you can let us know, put in hashtag live or on the replay, which is hashtag replay. We're going to get into some copy stuff today because, hey, why not? Because the show is called Marketing Made Easy, and we've got copywriting, we got business building, mindsets, all kinds of crazy things that we talk about. Well, good crazy things. And we're messing around, like we're going to be, since we're talking about doing another right marketing copy event, we're messing around with all these things and just getting our brains wrapped around it again. And I was going through some copy stuff today and just, rereading some of the things. And then, Ray Edwards, who's one of the most brilliant copywriters ever, came up with a couple of, or through his stuff. And he's got this framework that I wanted to share with everyone. And then we'll maybe do some exercises ourselves, Scott, and what we can come up with, and maybe have everyone who wants to participate maybe give us their version of the framework. But there's also something I came across too in the book, which was how to write copy that sells, or something like that. This is the most famous book. Great book, by the way. He's also got the open framework, and I must have read through this very quickly, totally forgot what it is, and I was reading through it. I'm like, so we'll talk about the open framework as well. Do you know what the open framework is by chance?
No, probably not, or maybe I do, but I'll let you tell me so that you can.
Well, you would know it if you you would spit it off if you knew it, so you don't then. So same thing, as I'm like, okay, but then when you hear it, you're gonna be like, okay, cool, and there's a relation to it. We'll talk a little bit about that. So why don't we get right into this, man? I'm gonna share the framework here on my trusty old iPad, which is right here, and this is the framework. Meditative Minds. Hey, good evening. Good to see you here. I love that. Meditative Minds. Who is that on the YouTubes? All right. What do you do there? Do you smash a bell, or do you what do you do there to like? I'm really interested to know if you can do that. That'd be amazing. Good to see you here. So this is the framework. If you can read my writing, it's any. JP. Hey, all right, cool, man. JP's in the house. Thank you.
Hey, JP, what's going on?
So here's the framework. It's your audience, which is your tribe, your dream clients, can solve their problem by using your product. And obviously the product, the pink ones are the ones where you fill this in, and how does it solve their problem? So I'm going to let you play with this for a little bit. And if you'd like to play along in the home game, that would be amazing. And just put in whatever comes to mind, and we can help you flush this out. I told Scott about this 5 minutes before we went live, and we started to, and I figured, hey, why don't we do this ourselves? Why don't we actually write something down and try to come up with something concrete? So we just did this really quickly too. I'm hopefully you did your homework, right, Scott?
Yes, I did 2 homeworks, actually, Joey. Not 1, but 2 homeworks.
Holy mackerel. Okay, so you want to share yours first? You want to put it into the chat, maybe?
Yeah, let me. I've got 2 of them. The first one was for my dream client that I was with today. And so I'm going to put that in the chat. and it's again, this was just a rough draft. I haven't played with it. He just gave it to me 2 minutes before we went live. And it's my audience is yogis. So any yogi can solve their problem, which is greatly improve their balance and standing postures by using, and the product is toe religion exercises, because how it solves the problem, it strengthens the feet, which is the foundation of every posture.
Love it. Wow. See that? I mean, this is why that's brilliant, man. I mean, I want to this is why frameworks are so important. Not templates, but frameworks, and understanding your dream clients and all the problems and all the stuff that we talk about, right? Like go in, what's their problem? What are they talking about? How do they describe it? All of these things. So then when you get a framework like this, you don't stare at it like a blank slate. Yes, you and I have been writing for what, 40 years or something like that. And okay, we come up with it a little bit faster, maybe than someone who has no copywriting experience, but I still believe, and we've proven it that people can fill these in once they understand where to get the language and then how to use it by plugging it into frameworks like this.
I'm going to jump on that one, Joey. I was on with a coaching client today, and I looked at their copy. And of course, I looked at the landing page, and I looked at the email sequence. And I was like, does your audience talk like that? And
Right.
she goes, well, maybe they're overwhelmed. I said, but do they wake up saying that? And she goes, no. So, of course, your voice rings in my head way too much these
I,
and
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
been on almost every day and night talking about writing copy and ensconce and the combination of things. And I was like, okay, your first assignment is to create a copy bank, which is go out and get the language that they've been using.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, where do I get the language? I said, well, what about when you're picking up the kids in there and the moms are chatting? And what about in the coffee shop when the moms are chatting? And what about everywhere they're chatting and they're talking about this stuff? And she's like, okay, great. So now, that's her assignment, is to get the copy bank,
Yeah.
which once she has it, it's going to be like, okay, any mom over 40 can, again, reduce overwhelm by using the thingy, because it gives them a simple step-by-step how to take control of their lives. And I just made that up, Joey, but it's
Right.
because the framework is so simple once we have the language from the research, from the copy bank, from whatever we do. And it's a great framework. So what about yours, Joey? Where's yours?
So here's mine. I'm
Good.
going to scroll up here. So this one here, any heart center coach practitioner can attract dream clients by using Right Marketing Copy's dynamic assembly, because they get the copy from their market and put it together like Lego.
Cool. Excellent. I
So
like it.
again, we were just trying to figure out what is it that this thing does, what does your product do, and how does it fix the problem. Now you can do many versions of this to come down to like the one of the best ones, and maybe put in different versions of this, or different ideas. But I'd love to hear if you want to play along. And here's the framework, by the way, if you're just joining us. This is the framework that we're playing with. Any audience, which is any your audience, put in your audience who that is, can do this thing, solve their problem. What is it that they want to do by using your product or your service, whatever? And because here's how it solves the problem. So that's the framework. And here is again an example.
Joey,
Yes.
what is this framework called for those of us playing the home game?
I don't see any name of a framework.
Well, let's name it. Let's give it a name, because I need to put it
This is
in.
where it comes from. Basically, he's saying you must distill your big idea or copy thesis down to a single clear sentence. So it's kind of, I don't know if there is a framework name to it. It's just taking a big idea. What is it that this thing does, and make it into a clear sentence. Again, I have make this a whole bunch clearer, but it's just brainstorming.
And this is from Ray Edwards, right?
This is from, yes, Ray
Okay.
Edwards.
I'm calling it the big idea clear sentence, just so you know.
Okay. Very, very cool.
because it's now in my Atlas folder. Because, or maybe it goes in the right marketing copy. Yeah, it goes in right marketing copy folder.
Well, it also works with Atlas, right? So, like, right market will just speak and communicate to your audience, your dream clients, once you know who they are and how you're going to help them. So,
Agreed.
yeah, so it goes in both areas. It's kind of related.
So is anybody playing the home game?
I don't know. So we'll just kind of watch the thread, and if you have even have questions regarding this, how does it work? What are we looking for? Where do you get the data? This kind of stuff. Let us know. Put it into the chat, and we'll
Joey, let me
yes,
see your again, Joey,
sure.
please.
This is like any kind of coach or practitioner. All right, cool. We got a player here. Give me a hot minute. I love it. Thanks, JP.
Okay, and I'm putting yours in the chat, Joey, so they have a couple to look at. So yours is in the chat now.
There it goes. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's do this. Why don't we, while everyone is pulling along here, let's talk about the open framework. All right. So the open framework, I'm just going to jot some stuff down here. Is number one is oblivious. So in other words, these people don't know that they have a problem.
What are you doing at this moment? What is this?
This is the open framework.
Okay.
The open framework.
So this is another framework.
Well, this is, yeah, it's, I'm not going to give you a sentence framework like we just did, but I'm just going to share the open framework because I just came across it again and thought it was cool because it'll relate. As soon as I finish it, it'll relate, and we can talk a lot about this too. It's just kind of another way of thinking of your market. I think that's what this framework is about. Like, who are we speaking to? So that maybe give you a clue. And they don't know that they have a problem. They also don't know you exist. Let me get a thinner pen. Okay. So number two is pondering. So we're looking at these are the people. This is the market. This is a person who's considering a solution. And number three is engaged. Okay. And this is someone who is actively, that's an A, for solution. And then number four is need. And this is the person who is in agony. And you don't have to sell or convince them. Okay, so here's the test, Scott. By looking at those four different stages, what comes up for you? What's the relation?
Well, the first thing that comes up to me is actually the stages of awareness.
Right.
Actually, that's what came up is because unaware is they don't know they have a problem.
Right.
And, so yeah, that's what came up for me immediately.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's related to the stages of awareness, and that's why it kind of caught my eye. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. There's four of them here, but still, it might be easier or just another way of looking at the stages of awareness because you and I we talk a lot about the stages of awareness. It's one of our one of our go-to things. You
Yeah.
have to know the stage of awareness that these people are in. So
And
let's
of course, what else comes to mind with this? What's the natural other piece to this? Chain of beliefs.
Oh, okay, chain of beliefs. I see.
They're all intermingled. Just, if they're oblivious, they don't have a problem. They don't know you exist and they're considering a solution. That's kind of in here a little bit. I talked about that today as well. The chain of beliefs. What do they have to believe in order to? It's a little bit, maybe not much.
Yeah, like I think the chain of beliefs, it comes in like right here. That's where the chain of beliefs comes in my mind.
Okay,
Even on the pondering, it could come there, but it's more of, listen, I'm actually looking for a solution, and they're out there talking to all these other people, and then you have to understand, okay, what do they need to believe to actually go from engaged to need and actually buy the thing for me. So that's where it would come in for me. What about you?
say that again.
I think the chain of beliefs is more powerful at the engaged stage when they're looking for it, because the chain of beliefs, as you know, it helps us differentiate ourselves from everyone else, because we're speaking to them on the levels of belief, whether they know it or not, and we're speaking directly to their pain and moving them along the path of proving that we understand them. So the chain of beliefs is like, here's what you need to believe in order to buy from me, but at the same time it also positions us outside of the market, who is just talking top level gibberish. So
Agreed.
so to me, the chain of beliefs is like, okay, you're actively looking for this. Um, and this is not the conversation we would have, but it would be something to the effect of, so tell me what tell me what you believe, tell me what you already know about the thing,
Right.
and like
Yeah.
write marketing copy. Let's take that for an example. So it would be
Okay.
like, okay, you're looking to write copy or market to your audience, whatever, and you've looked at all these marketing things or marketing programs, nothing wrong with them, and you've read a couple of books. What's the challenge? And they're like, well, I don't want to be a copywriter, or I've never written a copy piece in my life. I'm like, great. Did you know that you don't have to write a copy? They're like, what? Right. So then they have to go to the chain of beliefs is, you mean I don't have to know how to write copy?
Well,
No, you don't. There's a
you
thing
don't have
called dynamic assembly. Did you know what that is? No.
you don't have to be an award-winning copy. To,
Right. You don't have to be an award-winning copywriter, because I sure am not, even though I've been writing for 40 years. I
I,
still don't, and
I,
it's like, well, what do you mean I don't have to be a copy? Because you have to have some kind of thing. I'm like, no, you don't, because you're getting the language from the market. And have you ever played Lego? Yeah. Well, then imagine if all of those Lego blocks were all of these words and phrases that you get from the market, and then you assemble them into amazing copy. Wouldn't that be amazing?
that would be amazing.
And then they're
And it
like, wait a minute, I think I got it. I think I can do that. That makes a lot of sense. That's a chain of beliefs.
and as you're saying that, Joey, and I'm playing with my ensconce program, which is the landing page opt-in formula, and then the gift email sequence, and the welcome page and the onboarding sequence. It kind of prompts me to think about the whole Lego piece. And you don't have to be a funnel architect. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be all that. You just have to know what the pieces are and how to put them together. So thank you for that. That just helped me out.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm glad we're actually playing around with this idea, because as I was just trying to answer the challenge, it was like, wait a minute, I've never, like, I understood it in my brain, but I've never verbally said it out loud like that. And now I'm even envisioning, a slide or something to the effect of having Lego blocks with actual words on them. So people, it's not that you don't get it, but when you see the visual, like, whoa, wait a minute, there's a cool phrase here, or two words there. Here's another two words. Let's put those two together. Wait, what happens if we move them? What happens if we put here? And then it's easier to really absorb that
Yeah.
whole Lego idea.
And Joey, John Johnson just got here a few minutes ago. He just joined the show. He apologizes for being late. Those of you that have just joined the show, we are talking about, from Ray Edwards, one of the best copywriters. First, we talked about the big idea, clear sentence, which Joey challenged me and I challenged him, and we challenged you to come up with yours. And now we're talking about the open framework, which is closely related to the stages of awareness.
Mm-hmm. And I'll scroll back here for anybody coming in right now. This is the framework, where one of the frameworks is a billion frameworks that you could use. But if you want to play along and put it into the chat, we would love to help you or talk about your thing to make it a little bit clearer. And this is the framework, which is and your audience goes in there, can do this thing, can solve their problem by using your product, put your product in there, and explain how it solves their problem. So if you scroll up and you can see Scott's yogi thing in there as an example, and then mine down below, which is any heart-centered coach practitioner. So there's a couple of ideas. They're not, again, award-winning copy pieces because it just comes from our brain, but that's the whole idea, is to brainstorm them very quickly.
And we just did this 2 minutes before the show started. You say, okay, here's your challenge. Here's the framework. Do it. And because I've been writing the copy for this, and that's for a client. That's not even my copy, even though it kind of is, because that's my dream client, my audience. And yours, obviously, heart-centered coaches and practitioners, dream clients, right marketing copy, dynamic assembly. You've been talking about that since you pulled the right marketing copy out of your butt.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And
by the way, as I look at the dynamic assembly piece, this is also, and I didn't plan on this, but as I'm reading it back now, for anyone that wants to look a little bit deeper into this, that's a big idea. And the big idea is difficult to get to figure out what's the huge big idea around my product. Agora is huge on this. They spend 80% of their time figuring out what the big idea is. So they had 4 weeks to write. It would be 3 weeks of just figuring out what the big idea is, and then a week to write, because the big idea is everything. Now, I'm not saying that for us that to get stuck on this, because I've seen this before too, when I'm explaining that in right marketing copy, and like, I don't know what the big idea is, and they get stuck. I'm like, don't worry about it, because it's not easy. But dynamic assembly is definitely a big idea, because it not only is, well, it's different, it hopefully piques someone's interest. Right marketing copy is dynamic assembly, and then like, what is that? And then when you explain it to somebody, they're like, holy crap, I've never heard it like that before. Right? Would you agree, Scott? Or
would you do me something? First of all, Kay has responded. John Johnson responded. And John, I just put the framework in the chat for you so that you can see it. It's right below yours.
Thank you. So here's Kay's.
Yeah.
Because amazing. Just
any empathetic woman can control her emotions by using Get Your Mojo Back Resets, because it immediately quiets anxiety and overwhelm. Excellent. Great.
Amazing. You see how fast you penned that, Kay? How long did that take you?
Yeah, and John, it says, this is my transformation statement. You pulled down the framework before I could write it down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, and I gave him the framework, and that is John Johnson. And I have 2 real estate strategies that will accelerate your career by generating an abundance of quality leads, which means you can learn faster, compress time, relax and gain confidence, say goodbye to fear of loss, and reach your life and financial goals. Live where you want, work where you want, and enjoy the fruit of your labor while you're still young. And Joey, you probably know nothing about this real estate.
Right. I want to play with this one because it is a really long one, and it's because we pulled down the framework anyway. Yeah. But let's play with this one, Scott. Okay.
Yeah.
So any
real estate. Are we talking about investors?
Yeah, see, like right away, do you see right
John,
away by Scott's question, John? It's John, right?
yeah, it's John.
Yeah, so if by Scott's question, it means that the statement is not clear, that we don't know who we're talking to. So any real estate what can, and what is there? Accelerate your career by generating an abundance of quality leads. Can generate
Yeah, there's too much in here. There's too many ideas. It's
an
got to be.
abundance of leads.
So it is investor. We were correct.
Okay, so any real estate investor
Can generate an abundance of leads by using, what's the name of your product or program, John?
by
I don't.
using, get leads now.
Okay.
I'm making that up.
I know.
And
Because it does what?
let's see here. Reach your life financial goals, live where you want, work where you enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because it,
Yeah,
we need how you solve the problem.
I don't see the solution to that problem. The lack of leads. He's got a lot of benefits in here. So let's see.
Accelerates learning. He said down at the bottom. Accelerates, removes fear of loss. No, none of that. Well, like I guess if they're having a mindset problem, I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. You know more than we do. Because it removes fear of loss. Can generate quality
So,
leads.
John, my question is, if we're looking at this and saying their problem is generating an abundance of leads, so your Get Leads Now program is going to help them generate an abundance of leads so that what? What problem does it solve?
I'm just going to put that down for now.
Okay, having people to sell to, having a steady stream of buyers, having a steady stream of people to talk to.
Yeah. So that's play with that one. Any real estate. Come on.
It's a pretty
Investor.
fancy thingy you got there, Joey.
Oh yeah. Dealing with fear of loss, not having leads, because it removes. Yeah, it's the solution. Like, so look at this, John. Not that this one is the best of all, but you see here where, and look at Scott's as well, but you see here, because they get the copy from their market and put it together like Lego. Like I'm solving the problem, whereas like you don't have to know how to write, just go to the market, get the copy, and then put it together like Lego. So what can we put in there? What's yours, Scott, again? Is what's your solution? Where is yours? Can
My
scroll up.
solution up here is
Because it strengthens feet.
right. So
Yeah.
I mean, to me here, he said, so it gives you a never-ending supply of leads to sell to.
Yeah, so that's the other way around. So then can generate, so any real estate investor can, so then maybe we take this guy.
John says he's lost.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Let's move this guy down here, right? Any real estate investor can, what's the thing?
Solve the problem.
Let's play with this a little bit. Can solve their problem. Yeah, it's still the problem. Like, I mean, maybe the problem is different. Maybe the problem is,
Kay just put one in, like Kay always does.
live like a financially free or something like that. Whatever. Like that might be a different way. And then because the program generates quality leads. You know what I mean? That's where my mind goes.
Well, yeah, easily generate quality leads.
Because it generates
Leads effortlessly or something like
quality
that.
leads. So that we need this piece then, right over here. We need this. And what did Kay say? Right down here.
Case, any real estate investor can generate an abundance of leads with name because it connects you to potential clients easily and with less time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So how are they able to generate a lot of leads, John? See, this is where, that's why I think that the frameworks are also great teaching moments too, because it forces you to fill in the pieces, as we see what we're having challenges with here. So this is a good thing that you are confused or lost. It's a good thing.
He's getting clear. He said more than you can talk to in one day. And then Kay said, how are they able to generate a lot of leads? And he said, from motivated sellers.
Yeah, well, this can be here from motivated sellers.
And get leads from motivated sellers.
Okay. Let's get rid of this guy. And then we need still here. Any real estate investor can, what? What can we put here? And what it can generate an abundance of leads. So that's what K has, but what can we put here that's opposite? Any idea?
John, what are they currently doing now to get leads? What's the problem they're facing with getting leads?
Well, can this be? Hang on a minute. It's pretty simple. Right? Isn't that what a real estate investor wants?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Any real estate investor can buy more homes by using Get Leads Now because it generates quality leads from motivated sellers.
Right.
That's the problem. The problem is I want to buy more homes.
Does that make sense, John? Yeah, the postcards and all that kind of stuff is the method. I'm not saying that's not the thing to put in, but that's kind of like, oh, how do you do that? Well, here, we'll send out postcards. But what we're trying to do in this framework is like, what do you want? Well, I want to buy more homes. And why can't you buy any more homes? Well, because I can't find motivated sellers, or I can't find sellers. Well, great, buy my thing, and it's going to give you this. So we've nailed it.
Yep. Bingo. Yes. Yay.
See that, John? Hopefully everybody else watching this can benefit from this training as well. So what's yours? Put it into the chat. And if you need some help on it, we can brainstorm yours. Here's the framework that we're working with right here. Any of your audience. Yeah, don't move it yet. Okay.
That's it. Time's up. Sorry.
You just got $1,000 worth of copy written for you inside of 10 minutes.
You need to join the program, John. We'll have the opt-in box and the buy now button.
You got it? Very
By
cool.
the way, for anybody just watching, there is no call to action. There is no selling on.
Yeah, we're just making fun of it.
We just make fun of it because we make fun of all things throttly. Here's the new word, throttly.
Throttly. So here's the framework we're playing with. Your audience can solve their problem. What is the thing that they want by using your product? Put your product name in there. Because why? How are you solving their problems? This is fun to play with, man. I mean, once you get into it, at least that's how my brain opens up. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's so many ways I could now pen the dynamic assembly thing or the right marketing copy or whatever. You just keep on going and going and going. Do you
Joey, I have a question?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a framework and a template?
I think that a framework is adjustable. I think that a framework can be adapted, whereas a
Okay.
template is more of a plug and play. It's kind of like hi name, and you're just inserting something in there. Even though we are inserting something in here, a framework is a suggestive piece where it doesn't have to be exactly that thing. It's just a guide. Does that make sense? That's
Yeah.
how I would see it. What would you say?
Uh, I believe that a framework is more flexible than a template. I think a framework allows you to do a lot more brainstorming and thinking, where a template is just, okay, what goes in this blank? Where the framework, like you've got here from Edwards, is, you know, thinking about what the problem is rather than just, hi, fill in the blank. If you're struggling with fill in the blank, I think the framework gives you more definition in what you need to fill in. That's just my take.
Yeah, it's like if you really look at it, when you look at the first thing, this piece, this here is like a template. It looks like a template, and arguably it is, but it also means you could take out words, change words around, move things where, let's say, how could we let me give an example of this.
You're welcome, John. Well, like,
We could maybe make it like this. By using right marketing copy, you can then solve your problem, because so you can move things around. That's what I mean by the framework. And as well, I think that what was I going to say? It'll come back to me. Dang it, I just lost it.
I'll give you an example, Joey. In my copywriting program, the Perfect Pitch 18-step secret selling system, one of the pieces is an 18-step tripwire template. That's what it was called back then. And it basically is kind of fill in the blanks and change a few words. But basically it's a template. Whereas, the framework, I think there's more creativity involved in a framework than a template.
Yeah, and so that was where okay, that was what I wanted to say, was like a template is rigid, and it's more that it's kind of like a formula to me. That's why I don't like using the word formula, because if you take out a piece of the formula, it ain't going to work. It's not going to taste good. That's what a formula is to me. Nothing wrong with formulas. However, that's what more of a template is, which is that it's a static thing. Just here, fill in this, and here's how it goes. And that's why I talk a lot about, don't do templated stuff, because
Right.
then you sound like everybody else.
Yep. Yeah. When I'll look at copy sometimes and go, I know that template.
Yeah, exactly. JP's got something. Any content creator can improve their emotional health by
There
using
it
the Meditative Minds program. Okay, we need more on that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Because it holistically addresses the quality of their thoughts, the root of their feelings, where they need to heal, and actionable steps they can take. Okay, we need to brainstorm this one too, because there's a lot in there, my friend.
is.
Let me get into a new page here.
Yeah. You're going to type it? You want me to type it? What?
I'm going to write it down and we can play with it here.
Okay. Let's go back to the first one.
Any content creator, which is great. I like that piece.
Yeah.
Can improve. I think this is good too. Their emotional health by using. I'll just put program here for the sake of time. And then, because it holistically addresses the quality of their thoughts, the root of their feelings, where they need to heal, and actionable steps they can take. So how can we reduce this and make it more succinct? Actually, reading it again, it's not that bad.
No,
but we can reduce it, right?
Yeah.
Holistically. It's always the first round when you first read it, like, whoa, wait a minute, but then you kind of look at it again. It's not that bad. quality of their thoughts, the root of their feelings, where they need to heal. Yeah, it's just that I think the transition from the root of their feelings to the where they need to heal and actionable steps is what messes me up. Uh, addresses the quality of their thoughts and the root of their feelings. I don't think we need the actionable steps.
And I don't think we need where they need. I think healing.
Yeah, addresses the quality of their thoughts, the root of their feelings. It holistically heals them, or holistically because it holistically addresses the quality of their thoughts. Uh, and the root of their feelings. So can improve their emotional health. Yeah. It's not that it's bad. Like, I mean, it's not. If you can play with it to get it, dang it, when did that happen? Let me put that back. To make it tighter, I just not sure the actionable steps piece needs to be there. And if we could make it easier to say heal where they
Holi-
need to heal. What do you
hol-
guys got?
Holistically heals, improves thoughts, and now I'm playing with root of their feelings. I'm not sure what do you, JP, when you talk about the root of their feelings, what is that? The root of their feelings. I mean, holistically heals, that's what somebody wants. Improves thoughts instead of addresses the quality of their thoughts. I think they want to improve their thoughts. That's
Address the
just
quality
right now.
the way that
So
you're thinking. I'll play with it. First go around. Yeah, it's a great first go around, bro. That's for
it's
sure.
excellent.
Yeah. It's good, man. Like, I mean, even if you just left it the way it is, it's still really, really good.
Yeah, I just want to point out, Joey, for anybody watching on the replay or live, is the framework just makes it so easy to do this once
Right.
you've got some copy to play with.
Here's the framework. And actionable stuff yeah. Yeah, so this is great. And um so let's talk about the open framework and why that's so important.
Okay, Angel says hi. Hi, Angel. It's been a while. Good to see you.
Hey, great to see you, Angel. And who's this? Oh, it's got to be John again, right? Any real estate investor can generate an endless supply of motivated sellers by using my lead gen strategy because it uses curiosity to get all motivated sellers to call you before they call their friends real estate in the real estate business. It's still too wordy, man. Like, just cut it down. Like, you don't need the real estate business piece because they already know what the real estate thing is. Can generate supply of motivated because it uses curiosity to get motivated sellers to call you before they call their friends in the real estate business. Okay, I see where you're going with this. You don't need the real estate business at the end, in my opinion.
No, you don't.
It can generate an endless supply of motivated sellers
No, John's doing a great job with it.
by using my lead because it uses curiosity to get, yeah, maybe motivated sellers you don't need in there again because it gets them to call you before they call their friends.
Because it uses curiosity to get them to call you first
Yeah.
rather than friends in the real estate business and motivated sellers. He's already
Yeah.
used
Just real quick.
real quick. And Angel, I put the framework that we're playing with currently
Here,
right
I'll
above
scroll up. Here it is here.
Joey.
Right here. This is great, by the way. Thank you for playing along. This is amazing. Yeah, I think that it doesn't have to be one and done, by the way. You can have different ways of using this. Like the first one we did for you, John, which was what's the problem? The problem is they're not getting uh sellers, but what do they want? You solve the problem is I want to buy more homes, or I want to invest more in more homes. That's one way of looking at it. And then how do you solve the problem? Well, buy my leads program, and I'm going to show you how to get motivated sellers who can call you first.
Okay, he's got a new one in here.
Any real estate investor can generate an endless supply of motivated sellers by using my lead, because it uses curiosity to get all motivated sellers to call you first. Amazing.
Yeah, and he could tighten that up a tiny bit more,
Mm-hmm.
but that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Kay said because it intrigues potential sellers and makes them call you right away.
Nice.
Better, John. Yeah, just great stuff.
I think that they're taking over our job, Scott.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
let, let them
Wow.
let them teach right marketing copy.
I think, well, Kay is a graduate of Right Marketing Copy, and you can see.
Kay is incredible. I mean, always just her feedback and her input on copy. She never says she's a copywriter, but she is.
Yeah.
She's an award-winning copywriter.
Well, you don't have to be a copywriter. That's the whole point.
You don't have to be. You take Right Marketing Copy, and you don't have to be a copywriter dude or dudette.
And then you plug in the right, as long as you get the language from your market, and then you understand what the problems are, get all that language, you kind of categorize it. Here's the problem, here's the desires, here's whatever. And then you go back to any frameworks that you have seen before, go back to your old copywriting books
Yep.
or courses, or even just the PDFs you printed and you looked at them with a blank stare. Now it's like, this is easy to fill out because it is plug and play.
Yeah, and Joey, yeah, you and I have been writing copy probably combined for 80 years. And who knows
Easy.
how thousands of pieces of copy and hundreds of thousands of words. And when we play with copy and we just look at it, I remember just playing with the whole thing for Atlas and just sitting there and looking at stuff, and you'd get one little piece from what somebody said in a chat, in a comment, on a post. And it was like, that's perfect. That fits right in there. And all these little pieces. I had a conversation today, and it was, yeah, we need the copy bank. There's a different conversation of what exactly are they saying that needs to fit in there so that, and by the way, where would you use this big idea sentence?
You know what? It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you use it. So somebody said to me, what do you do or how do you help? So, and I would use something like this. What I do is any coach practitioner, blah, blah, blah. Just keep going. Because it's not that it's wrong, but it's because this world has blown up with online stuff and marketing and frameworks and templates, more templates than anything. We're saying the same thing again and again. I help X do Y because so that they can X, Y, Z. And there's, again, nothing wrong with it, but it's if you can spin things a little differently.
Well, that's what I wanted you to get at, Joey.
Okay.
I mean, I have sitting here that again, I have surrounding me what I always go to. I don't have to look for it. You go into your technology notions. I go into my I help blank go from current situation to desired outcome so they can blank. And then I have my formula for what's the problem, what's the promise, what's the proof, what's the offer, and what's that. And then Atlas is sitting here, and WMC is there, and superpowers are there. And it's just when all this is surrounding you, it's your go-to. And Angel Kay said, I'm a graduate still learning every day in WMC. And that's the beauty of always learning in Atlas and WMC is you just keep coming back and learning more and more and more. And you guys are awesome. That's because we have an awesome tribe that makes us awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
That's Angel that says shorten. That I help real estate investors generate an endless supply of motivated sellers with my curiosity generating my leads gen strategy.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, now that's what we mean by taking the framework and rearranging the pieces. Brilliant.
Brilliant, because it didn't have to be, oh, well, problem is at the end. No, she put the solution before the product. And that's the beauty of a framework.
Exactly. Yeah, I know we can do it all day long, right? It's so fun to play with these things and move them around.
That is one of Angel's superpowers. And
What about
yes,
yours, Angel? Like, what's yours? Put in your, if you want to play with it. What would you say that you do? I'd love to see yours.
nice job, John. He just trademarked that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, this is
Joey's
amazing.
everything in the world trademarked.
Yeah, everything.
That
So
could
the
be
open framework, let's just, if you're just joining us, the open framework, I just want to share that again to talk a little bit about it and why it's important. This is the open framework, again, from Ray Edwards. And it's that there are 4 stages. And this, we're talking about the person or the audience, your prospect. They are in these stages where one is oblivious. The first stage is oblivious, and they really don't know who you are, or they don't even know they have a problem. Then there's the pondering person who is considering a solution. So they've obviously figured out something's up here. Maybe I should get some help. And then there's the engage, which is the actively looking for the solution. Those are the people that I like to start conversations with because they're already Googling. And then the need, which is like, totally in agony. And that's a dream client, by the way. So the people that I have conversations with are both number 3 and 4. But the conversation for me, we talked about the chain of beliefs. That's why you see that little circle there. That's where the chain of beliefs comes in for me, because those people are already looking for solutions. They've already seen other solutions, so they're open to conversation. I think that's really important to really understand, is that these people are open to conversation, right? And they have, what's that line, the MLM line? Are you open to, right? So are are you open to understand? Are you open to the idea that you don't have to write copy, right, or whatever?
I have this opportunity to
Yeah.
share. Are you open?
And then the need is where the dream client, they're in agony, and if they've already been talking to you, which is perfect, they're engaged in that conversation. That's why I like this framework. What he's talking about, like, engaged is a huge word for me. So if they're engaged in a conversation, and then when they are ready, they put their hand up and say, I cannot take this any longer. This is no way to live, and I need you to help me. And that's why you don't have to sell them or convince them of anything.
Right.
What's this one here? The small girl making a big difference, helping you make money and build online fast. In the framework, can we pen it into the framework? This one here. Any what? Because I don't know who you help. Can solve problems, can help you make money fast, make money and build online fast by using what? And then because what? So I'd love to see if you could pen it into that framework, just so we can share with everybody, so we can learn together. How would you pen it? I think that's Angel, correct?
That is Angel.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Very cool. Let her ponder that
Yeah.
for a second, and then she'll come back to us. So what are your thoughts on this one here, Scott? Anything that pops into your head, what I just said?
Let me look at it again here. I've got it in a Google Doc now. Oblivious, I don't know, considering a solution, engaged, someone who's on a solution, in agony, and you're not so convince them.
Oops.
Open to a conversation. As I look at it, and as I typed in "open to a conversation," Message Navigator popped into my head.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to start a conversation. Somebody that's active. So I understand you say you're looking for a solution to this problem. What have you looked at before? What have
Right.
you found? What have you read? What have what's been the result? That's just an easy way to engage somebody in a conversation.
Okay, so let's help someone who's new to this or stages of awareness and all this understand. And I don't know how what you think, but for me, these two stages here are the ones that I kind of avoid. Do you avoid those or do you speak to those? First,
I
I'll
don't
ask you that.
those. I don't speak to those. They have to have a problem.
Oh,
And
okay, so why do you not speak to this one?
because if I speak to somebody who doesn't know how they have a problem, I have to spend too much time trying to tell them they have a problem. And you can't tell somebody, they have to have that instilled in them already. They have to know they have a problem. It's too difficult to sell somebody and create the problem. We talked about this on a show probably 2 years ago. And it was, you can't instill a belief in somebody.
Yeah,
They have
and
to go.
you're right. I'm just going to say that as you're speaking about that, the oblivious to me is along the lines of I hear a lot, not a lot, but enough. If they only knew, right?
Yeah,
If they only understood or knew
yeah.
about this.
That's not our job.
And so, yes, you could spend $1 billion in time and energy and money trying to tell them you've got a problem and make them aware of it and convince them and all this stuff. And but it's a lot. It's a lot to do. Okay, so sorry to interrupt you. Go back and
No, no,
number two, pondering.
I want somebody that's looked for, that is actively seeking, not considering, they're looking for it. They're engaged. Because again, somebody's considering a solution, it's not a big enough problem. They have to be in the stage of, I'm looking for I got to solve this problem right now. Not like, I'm thinking about it. It's like every time I go into a yoga class and I try the standing thing, I lose my balance and I feel like crap and I'm embarrassed and I'm just not making any progress. I got to find a way to strengthen it. That's somebody I want for the scenario that I put out, for the framework that I put together. I don't want somebody that goes to yoga and is a yogi and try to convince them that they need to learn how to strengthen their feet in order to get better balance, strength, mobility when they could care less. They don't
Yeah.
even know it's a problem. And they're, not even, I want somebody actively looking with a problem, with a pain. Here's the problem. Here's the promise. Here's the proof it's going to help you. Let's go do this thing.
Let's help Angel out here because she's got this one here. And let's help her out. Because we're still looking for the framework. Angel, we're still looking for this guy.
Okay, so let's go with any online entrepreneur would be your audience. I presume we're talking about online, Angel. So any entrepreneur, solve problem is can make money online, can make money and build online fast by using my 7-step business building method because,
Yeah, that's what we're missing.
yeah,
I'm using my program. So how does it help them solve their problem, Angel? That's what we're looking for.
yeah, that's excellent. It's just missing the
But because why? This is what we're looking for is the because. Any entrepreneur can make money and build online fast by using my 7-step program thingy. Because
Let me ask you this, Joey. Is, the proven method, the because by giving you a some
No, I don't think so, because it's kind of like me saying, uh, I buy my program because it's proven. Well, how does it prove it? How do you know that? What does it do differently? That's what the because is.
right,
Because it does this. So it's kind of, that's why when he talks about this framework, it's
right,
about the big idea. That's why I put in mind the dynamic assembly.
right.
Like, so you can write you can write copy fast without being a copywriter. Great, that's what everybody says. Well, because, right, I'm going to show you the dynamic assembly that allows you to piece together a copy that you haven't even written, you've borrowed, like, and put it together like Lego.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. I'm showing them because you can piece these things together. So if we don't have the because, yeah, it's still not, we need like the thing. The steps, everybody can say this, Angel. Everybody can say this about their program. What can you say about your program that nobody else says? That's what the because is. Because you've already said it's proven. Like, I didn't write it in here, but I just, your seven, because my 7-step program proven thing, like, it's already there. Now we have to say because this is why it's proven, or because this is what it does different. That's where you're missing the piece. All of that. I don't know. Can you help her out, Scott? I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
So how it solves the problem? The problem is making money online, and it solves the problem by
This is the problem, right? They can't make money online. Whoops. Go
yep,
backwards. They can't make money online. So she's
right.
solving that problem. I'm going to help you make money online because, I get what you're saying. Like, if you're saying because it's, what did you say here? Has steps I can follow. You have steps you can follow, but it's lovingly, it's a weak statement, because anybody can say this, right? Would you agree, Scott?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody could say step by step, steps to follow. So
So
how
you
it's
need, like, your uniqueness. That's really what we're looking for. What's the uniqueness? Like, uniqueness. Like, John has his, curiosity system that gets motivated sellers to call you first before anybody else. That's the thing. Scott's, what's yours again? Because it's,
strengthens the feet.
no, but that's
Oh,
solving the
okay.
problem.
Toe religion.
No, that's the program. What's your because statement? I forgot.
Oh, okay. My because statement is because it strengthens their feet, which is the foundation of every posture.
Because it what?
It strengthens the feet, which is the foundation of
Oh,
every yoga.
strengthens the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is you're struggling with this one, huh, Angel? It's because, like, what's the thing? How do you make them make money fast? Anyway, you can play with that. So what is what? Okay, so I know the value of, but we've already said it. So my entrepreneur, any entrepreneur can make money and build online fast. You've already said it up here. Because right, like, what's the solution? What's the, even if you reveal like a step or something that you do, it would be like, oh, that's how you do this.
Well, here she's saying that she converts.
Yeah, that's a statement. It's not a how. It's like you're making a statement that you're converting, which is cool. But it's like, because this is how I do this. This is how it will work for you. I hope I'm being clear on that one. Because is the what am I looking for, Scott? Help me. Help me out. Help me help her.
Because it
Well, because is what? What's the thing to help her understand what we're looking for in the because or this framework, what it is? It's so much easier, right, Angel, to write it for other people when we're trying it for ourselves. Like, huh, wait a minute. How can we make it the because piece? What's another way of describing that, Scott?
do we want to play with because it shows you how to build an omnipresence, or it shows you how to build, or it shows you how to um, attract more people easily, shows you how to attract clients with it, simply. Because
Yeah, it's really like the definition of what the because is. Because that's what I'm trying to get at is what is the thing that because what comes after the because it's a proof. It's almost like a proof statement. Like, so if you say because I convert, that's more of a statement that I'm saying that because I convert, that's why you should buy my thing. Whereas if you say because you have you have a magic, uh I don't know,
well,
you
I
can
know.
attract people easily through whatever.
Well, that
I
you
don't
can
know.
attract people easily on social media with omnipresence. I know that that's what she's one of her specialties is the omnipresence piece, is the using social media to
Yes,
easily bring people in. So, that's the problem is I can't get people to um, make money online or build online fast because but by using my program, they'll be able to easily use social media to build a following quickly.
because quickly. Does that make any sense to you, um, Angel? Something along those lines?
And that is different than a lot of people, Joey, because it's like, yeah, take my course and do my steps. But I know that Angel is expert at teaching omnipresence and how to build a following quickly so that you start to make money and build online fast. Is that right, Angel?
Yeah, it's like it's really the because is how do you do that? That's really what someone's asking, or the statement I think is trying to get at.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. And then not necessarily the steps, but it's well, what makes me get this thing here? How do I get that? Build online fast is that. So then what do they get? So then what's the problem they're solving? If they can build online fast, like you've already set it up here. So then we take this out. So then we say, let me do it again. So it would be any entrepreneur can make money online by using program name. I won't type it in there or write it in because they build online fast.
There you go.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it is.
If but I'm going to challenge this a little bit. If this is what you're saying, I'm not. I don't think this is a strong statement. I think there you can be better at this. I think it can be better. This is like a blanket statement that pretty much anybody can say, and I'm lovingly challenging you on this one just to try and help you because I think that's better here, that can make money online, make money and build online fast. And I think that this is the piece that we're still missing right here. But that's just me. Any entrepreneur can make money online by using my 7-step proven program because it helps them build highly converting following fast. There you go. There you go. By building a highly converting following fast. There you go. That's good. That's really good. Thank you,
Yep.
Kay.
She put following and high converting, which is what Angel said she does. She converts and builds a following.
Because it helps them build a highly converting following fast. See, like if I read that now, then that's when I would say, how do you do this? Let me talk to you more about this, because you're solving my problem, making money online, and you've got a 7-step program, but you're helping me build a highly converting following fast. Brilliant. Thank you, Kay. See, she's a copywriter. She beat us both out, Scott.
You beat us both out. That's it. I'm retiring. I'm done.
How does that land for you, Angel? Does that sound more like what you do? To me, that's $1,000 copy right there.
Yep. I agree.
I know, right, Kay? It's always when we're trying to do it for ourselves, we get stuck all the time. Well, this has been fun. I had some fun playing around with these frameworks. Thank you for playing along, everyone. If you're watching us on the replay, let us know by #replay, or before that, even #live. We would love to know. And if you loved or liked or anything to that effect of this conversation, let us know. Give us a like or a thumbs up or a heart or anything that lets Facebook know that we're doing an okay job here on Tuesday nights. And this is number 149.
And if you haven't joined the Heart Centered Marketing Club, Joey, you will post a link in there. It's a group of heart-centered entrepreneurs supporting each other. We're in there every day, answering questions, posting, helping, supporting, posting wins, posting challenges, getting support from others. And that's what this online journey is all about.
Right on. Thank you, my friend. 149. I will see you next week for 150. And as well, you watching, we will see you next week for number 150.